Ladies and gents, welcome. We've got some sudden disaster action. I've been enjoying this tournament. Hopefully you guys have been as well. And we have Wellsprings, which is definitely one of the more unique maps. The map with the shorefish here. And the shorefish are on either side of this aqueduct. And if the aqueduct is destroyed at any point, there's an explosion. It creates an opening into the opponent's base. But then the fish is gone. So, like, this is endless food. And losing out on that is kind of a risk. Now, in the earlier rounds, this was definitely the map for the underdogs. We had quite a few players going fast castle with the Gurjaras and sneaking some siege elephants and going in and destroying the opponent's TC. Reminder that this is sudden death, so if you lose your town center, you are just instantly defeated. It does not matter what else you have. In one case, we actually saw someone only have 3 units left, and they won the game. It was like 3 units against 60, and they won the game. That's on the main YouTube channel, if you've never seen that. Now, Barles did something which I found very interesting in a prior set. I think it was against Bad Koala, where he ended up winning 3-2. And he went archers. He went fast feudal archers. He built a tower here and used the tower to shoot the aqueduct, because you can't use vills to attack it. And then he, like, timed it. The archers just ran in. The opponent didn't have loom. And we have seen a lot of, like, tower rush shenanigans from people. And I'm just wondering, considering Barles did go feudal age before, if he's going to consider that again. I really think the best thing you can do with Gurjaras is fast castle elephants. But I wonder what Lewis is thinking. Like, picking Incas. Incas is not a common pick here. Maybe he's going to plan around going, like, eagles and monks or something. I think if you're massing a lot of eagles, that can be really good against the siege elephant approach. I just think, like, unfortunately, guys, I think we're at a point where with this whole YOLO elephant thing, people should know. Like, no one should be surprised by it. In the early rounds, it works because no one's expecting it. And especially favorites are just like, whatever, I'm not going to be able to lose to this pleb. And guess what? They lost to the pleb. But, like, I think now everyone's got to chuckle at those moments. I just really don't think you can go unprotected siege elephants and get away with it. I like to see him try it, but I can't be convinced that some army being prepared would not stop it. But I really like the Gurjaras just in general because of the start. You don't have many ecos in the game that can compete with this. So he's got the 9 on the shorefish. He also has the sheep inside. The sheep are still buying in there. I don't know how. Wouldn't that be funny if when you put the sheep in the mill, the sheep, like, joined up behind the donkey and also walked in a circle? Probably not worth the effort to add that, but I don't know. My brain's weird. Like, where do they go? No one talks about this. Where do they go? Are they, like, in the attic? If there even is an attic? And actually, now that we're on this really stupid discussion, who is in there raising the flag in the buildings? Like, it makes sense, I guess, if you have a barracks with a militia in it. The militia's job when he's in there is to hold the flag up. But then again, there's 2 flags. But if there's only 1 militia, there's still 2 flags. Oh, man. This is bothering me now, man. Who actually lives in the houses? Yeah, I guess that's fair as well. Second mill from Lewis. I like this. I think the second mill isn't actually necessary unless you're going above 10 vills. You can have 9, like 8 or 9 stacked. But Incas can justify this because they don't need as many houses, so they save some wood. And Lewis is up. Let's see if he can reach Castle Age on time. Also, before someone asks, you do start with 201 stone on this map, weirdly enough. So I don't really have an answer as to why. That is what it is. That is normal, at least for this map. So it's now 28k food left on the fish here for Lewis. So he's only taken 2,000 of the 30k. So that can last you all the way to the Imperial Age. That'll last you pretty much the whole game, which is why he hasn't even taken his sheep. That's why it's kind of nice to have Gurjaras. At least you have a bonus that lets you do something with the sheep. So, again, if the aqueduct gets destroyed, there's an explosion, the fish is gone, and you can enter the opponent's base through a hole. It's a very weird thing. So, appreciate the viewers who actually know what this is, being understanding with the fact that I have to repeat it 10,000 times. And it's all good for viewers that don't understand it. I mean, obviously, it's very unique. So don't feel bad for asking questions. Again, you can't build a second TC. What a map, though, for the first game. Like, this map for the first game is pretty crazy, because there's a lot of guessing games going on. And Market and Blacksmith will go up for Lewis. I forgot, I need to add the flags here. And then, I guess we'll do... What is it here? Yeah, there we go. And then Poland here. But yeah, I'm still curious what Lewis is going to end up doing. We'll catch up to speed a little bit, but I think a barracks will come up eventually. He should have enough on wood to build a barracks and then start to make some eagles. Ooh, and he wants to save this eagle. And the camel scout's going to kill it. That's really nice. This is actually really good for Barles, because now he can see what Lewis is doing. Or what he isn't doing. There's the barracks for Barles. Okay, so this tells us it's not just the straight siege elephants. I think this will be a stable now, right? Yeah. Yeah, he's just going to play more of an adaptive play. And really looking around. Now, killing off that eagle was so nice. Now Lewis is going to be really paranoid. And Lewis is building a barracks there. Lewis doesn't have loom either. So Barles could potentially kill a villager. He's waiting for forging right now. And Lewis can't garrison inside the TC either. I mean, you can garrison inside the TC, of course. But, like, there's no villagers nearby to fire arrows. And, oh, man, Barles says thank you very much and kills a villager. That's so good. I don't think you need to steal the sheep. And, okay, I don't know what that camel was doing. That's an example of microing when you don't need to micro. Like, he went back and forth so quickly, he just got hit by the shot every time. But, I mean, you kill a vill, you saw the barracks, you're expecting eagles, and your opponent doesn't have vision on the map. So, I would be really worried right now if I'm Lewis, knowing the history of this map, that there could be a siege workshop coming up somewhere. It could eventually happen for Barles. No player is attacking the aqueduct, so they're all using the fish for now. So it's going to be light cav from Barles. We see a second stable as well. I mean, I guess he has the food income for that. But second stable is pretty big investment. But he's probably expecting double or triple barracks eventually for Lewis. And Lewis is checking this side with the eagle for now. And Lewis sells off a little bit of stone, I think, just to get a little bit more gold for the monks. So he's going double monastery, double barracks, against 2 stable light cap production. This really just comes down to if the light cap can find the engagements before the numbers get insanely high. Barles also heading out to this stone there, which is pretty risky. Obviously, the stone is exposed. He's looking around now, and he will see his first eagle. And this is the first time that Lewis knows it's light cap, and Barles will get another kill. If I were to describe the differences between these players, I'd say Barles obviously has more experience. I think he has slightly more killer instinct. Like, just finding those timings and taking full advantage of it is where I think Barles is going to be able to pull ahead in this series here. And so far for Lewis, it could be because the Incas are kind of a slow build-up type of civ, but he's had some problems against Barles when Barles has been this active. We've got 2 eagles patrolling around here to deny some relics. There is a monastery for Barles, so he'll think about some relics, but he really seems to have most of his thinking here right now. And there is 1 relic already for Lewis. By no means over. Of course, 4-1 KD feels good, but like, really, the thought process for Lewis long-term here should be pikeman. I don't think he can make that switch right now, but eventually, pike going to be very solid. Barles is missing these eagles right now. This could be a couple villagers dead. And Lewis will show up. Let's see if Barles could save this vill. Wow, he reacted immediately. Did you see that? That was instant. That was insane reaction. He didn't have an outpost at that point. Now he's going to outpost. And now these 3 eagles could be picked off because Barles has the numbers. Does lose the light cav, but more eagles going down for Lewis. So good for Barles. It's so nice. And so another instance now where Lewis has lost his numbers. But Lewis did get 2 relics. And he might be able to get the 3rd here. That's not something Barles has really been able to focus on as much. And now we see a siege workshop for Barles. He's at least thinking about it. I think Lewis needs to make a switch to pikemen right now. I think, like, it's cheap enough for you to produce them. Getting the pikeman upgrade isn't too bad. I guess he does have so much on gold, so it's really hard to shift his eco setup. I guess that's probably part of it. It's just his eco is so heavy on gold right now that more monks and more eagles feels more realistic. But at what point do you need to go into some pikes? I guess it's not like the light cav are knights, so he's probably thinking that you can eventually get to a point where the engagements are better for the eagles. It's actually, I take it back. Pikemen would be too early. Maybe a little bit later. This could work out. Monks on both sides want a taste of the enemy. They'll get the conversions. And then the light cav destroy the eagles. Lewis fights before +2 attack. Again, it just has not been... The timings have not been there. He's got +2 attack on the way, and he engages right before it. It doesn't feel like Lewis is quite as sharp as he needs to be here, game number 1. It's just like every engagement has been better for Barles. That one, though, Lewis chose to take. Lewis was thinking... And listen, I can tell you, as a player myself, that's Lewis just not having the mental clarity to realize. You have it sometimes, you don't other times. He didn't realize he fought before +2 attack. Very, very clear. He clicked it in his mind because everything else is happening. He's thinking, I've got it. Obviously, he didn't. And now an armored elephant's on the way. Now we're going to see Barles think about knocking on the door. And he is still on stone for a castle. I actually think, as I said in the intro to the day, I think this is where you can just play safe and play into chakrams and not go YOLO for the TC and be fine. But, of course, when you have the opportunity to just defeat the opponent, you definitely want to consider it. More production from Lewis. This is getting dangerous. And he does have much better upgrades than the last time he fought. There we have units getting sniped. Monks are going to go down on both sides, but can Lewis actually take the engagement and win for once? The full armor, full attack seems to have made a difference. He did lose his monks, but Lewis is still spamming eagles, and Barles is going to have to bail here. And Lewis finally finds the engagement he wanted, and we've hit this point now where the eagles are just better than light cav. Barles will leave. Barles didn't deny any of the relics, by the way, so it's 4 relics for Lewis. And finally, Lewis gets the engagement he wanted. And this is when people in chat consider saying, it's coming home. Lewis isn't on stone, so he can't think about a castle himself, but he is going to go for a siege workshop. And he's starting to attack the wellspring right now. If this goes down, this will create an opening into Barles' base, but Barles doesn't see it's being attacked. He doesn't know. It's actually taking a really long time for these eagles to take it out. Wow, that's taking a crazy amount of time. I guess they have really high melee armor? Yeah, eagles are doing 1 damage a hit. Knights would be doing a little bit more than that. Well, this gives Barles plenty of time then. Lewis has some of his eagles just attacking this. And Barles can now mask those chakram throwers. And if those frisbees get masked, it could be really dangerous. Also, Barles runs into the gate, not for the first time, but he's in. And Lewis, your army is here attacking a wall that's barely dying. Lewis, you need your army. It does feel a little sloppy here. He knows he's going to eventually clear this because he has so much production nearby. The boar actually blocked the pathing there, so the light cab bumped into the wrong areas. That'll be annoying for Lewis. Now he's going to ram down the wellspring. So this is going to go down. But, guys, has Lewis transitioned his eco properly for this? Barles has farms. Barles is on berries. Barles is prepped for this wellspring to go down. And Lewis takes it down. He now loses the fish. He's going to run in, and he runs directly into a castle. I just don't think he knew this was here. We'll see if he's able to escape. Barles could actually consider trying to re-wall this so the units can't escape. Chakram should be very good against these eagles long term. I think Lewis is not prepared for the lack of food income from the wellspring right now. He's going to dive. The frisbees come out. These frisbees are amazing. I mean, Castle Fire is also amazing against the eagles. Kind of crazy that Lewis is engaging here, but honestly, while he's going to lose everything, he probably was going to lose everything anyways. So he does some damage, and Barles is obviously, has a lot to react to right now. But he's not killing the chakram throwers. That's going to be the issue. Is the chakram count is going to get so high, and then he's stuck on eagle, and his food income is sheep, and he still has his llama. That's cute. But like Barles has farms. I think I fully understand Lewis's mindset. I don't think it was necessarily a bad move from what he knew. Like his thinking process here was, we just want a big fight. Let's go try and kill him. But so well played from Barles to have that castle prepared. Now it gets interesting because Res Collect is higher for Lewis. He has those 4 relics, which is definitely going to pay off. I mean, he's brought in 1,000 gold with those relics. But does he have the ability to stop chakrams? I don't know. Would love to see Barles gate this up. You don't want the units to come through. He doesn't actually have the stone for it, which is annoying. Also, Barles needs to get iron casting. These units actually do very low damage. It's like you're 3+1 right now. Getting to +2 would be really nice. Lewis is going to plan on mangonels against the chakrams. But now Shrivamsha comes out and snipes one of them. Split micro from Barles wasn't perfect. Again, he gets hit. So that could have been better for Barles. He'll probably feel that he can always take this out, though. And he does. And now Lewis has villagers exposed. And again, like Lewis is just leaning even harder into the eagles. You do not want to go infantry against these. This is like, going infantry against this is like going archers against Huskarls. Like, it's just, you need another type of unit. Incas have Slinger. You could go Slinger. It's a ranged unit that's good against infantry. But he does not have the eco at all, guys. And oh no. The Vills are going to let the units in. Bro. And Barles could leave 1 unit there. Or he could leave. Okay. You could leave 1 unit there, and then you could actually run in. If he runs in, he wins the game. If he runs in, he wins the game. It's game over. We can't forget that moment. But you never want to get trapped there. So, poof, what a game. Oh, God, Lewis is over here. And Lewis is going to be dead now. Lewis, you got to make another unit. Like, I swear, if you queue up another eagle, it's going to almost make me angry at this point. You have to make something else. You've got some nice map control now with this raid. Barles is actually out of gold in his base, so that makes things interesting. The economy's okay for Lewis. He's been able to add farms now. You could tell he's really struggling to get the amount of wood for it. Barles does have gold here. I was wrong. Still making eagles. I guess he's depending on the Mangonel micro. I would like crossbow a lot. Maybe skirmisher. But more eagles. I guess eagles and siege, that combination is his hope here. Maybe that's doable. Rams are looking a little out of place now. Barles wants that weak ram. And he loses the light calf. Very interesting game. Barles now has the better units, but he has the worse economy. And of course, like, that's not going to get any better. There's no way you can get better economy than Lewis now. Because you're never getting those relics. I guess, yeah, there's not even that many relics around. Lewis could snag that one if he saw it, but he's missing that. The outposts are just missing it. I actually really like the outposting from Lewis. This is great, especially if he wants to raid, because the chakrams, while they kill the eagles, they always have to be in one spot. That's really difficult to manage. And even here, right, like, Lewis can see all the army movement from Barles, so... And he looks really confident with these mangonels right now. That's very scary. 3 mangonels can definitely flatten these chakrams. Light cav are designed to snipe the mangonels, but the eagles are always there. Barles gets the pick off there. Barles will hope for a 1 for 1 at least. If he gets a 1 for 3, though, that would be massive. He could actually attack round in the middle there. It'd have to be perfect. This would be so sick. He gets 1. Yeah, that's fine. That's acceptable. The elephants will back away towards the castle. The chakrams and the light cav are actually over here. Lewis doesn't have his army here. And Lewis will not be able to complete this tower. Lewis's eagles follow in underneath the castle, which could be wasteful. And the frisbees are looking serious now, man. Oh, Lewis is in again. It continues to try this, and I don't think Barles is expecting him to dive in because he's going to lose his units. People don't normally do that. Oh, what a find for Barles. What a find for Barles. Lewis's Morville's exposed. It's nice, though, that his villagers are so armored with the Inca infantry upgrades. If there's a hole or something here, Barles could still have problems, but all the eagles go down. These villagers get pushed off of gold. Where does Lewis have gold right now? Lewis doesn't have gold in his base. He's going to have to take the gold here. Notice the consistency from Lewis, though, guys. Like, he's losing vills, but he's done a great job, like, just staying in the game. And this will be a long one. Feels like we're going to go imp eventually, unless Barles wants to make a play in Castle Age with those siege elephants. I think ballistics eventually for Barles would be nice, just because Lewis keeps running past his castle. Castle has 15 kills, though. Am I crazy to think that continuing to make eagles is just a bad play? I would love a transition of some kind. I guess, like, you know, he might be thinking if he makes archers, the Shravamshas can counter the archers. But I think, like, at least, like, crossbow monk could help there. It just feels so stubborn from Lewis. And he's so exposed over here. The light cap from Barles will dive for the mangonels. Will he get them? He gets 1 of them. That was costly for Barles. But this is costly for Lewis. Lewis is losing so many eagles. And he's just going to queue up more. I mean, maybe if he gets imp and he gets to trebs, that can change things. Or maybe more upgrades on the eagles. But these chakrams are so strong. And I think Barles is starting to realize that Lewis has to be on these outer resources. Because Lewis has been over here for a long time. Oh, man, if Barles actually continued this way, Lewis would be off of gold. Shravamsha's getting picked off. And Barles... I feel like this hill decides the game. Right here. This hill decides the game. If either player gets a castle here, could be game over. Especially if Lewis gets it. I mean, let's not forget that Barles is really going to need gold. He doesn't actually see this gold. So he will definitely need this hill then. Yeah, now he sees that Lewis is on that gold. And now he's also getting +2 attack, which he hasn't had this whole time. Split micro there from Barles. Barles will hope to frisbee and Shravamsha down the mangonels. And he will do that. And then the eagles will die. It's just a horrible unit to stay on, guys. It's just it's so bad. Make an archer range, please. It might be too late now. You're committed, right? He's committed his whole freaking build to this. He still hasn't gotten upgrades for the other types of units. Like, he's in this never-ending, it's too late cycle now. The Shravamshas are sniping vills underneath the golds and making things awkward. Barles still producing more Shravamshas. Only has 14 frisbees now, so they have been vulnerable at times. But now a siege elephant's on the way to start pressuring the house. He could be into the eco for Lewis, and Lewis just feels trapped right now. Lewis has more mangonels on the way, but how is he going to afford everything with no gold income? Beyond those relics. Obviously, I think the relics kept Lewis in this game. Relics have been hugely important. Lewis will head over to this gold, so he still has vision on that. He does have outposts and houses everywhere. He's played very well in that regard. It's just that he doesn't know what unit to make right now. Yeah, Incas have a unit which is which has good range and is designed to be good against infantry. It's the slinger. But Lewis probably hasn't made too many slingers in his career. Maybe it hasn't come to his mind here. And, ooh, Lewis defends. Oh, Elephant opens that up. And it gets walled off again. Okay. Oh, also raids from Lewis. Hold up. How did he get units back here? That's why Barles actually mismicroed on the front. How did Lewis get in? I guess Barles didn't re-wall? Okay. I mean, these eagles getting into the woodline would be crazy. Looks like they already killed 3 villagers. And Barles... This has happened like one too many times, I'd say. Might be a little frustrated here. He also might be surprised to see that Lewis will be an imp. Lewis will never be surprised on these golds. Look how many vills he has on golds, guys. Can Lewis still do this? I think he can. Like, I'm really curious to see how well the Eagles hold up once they get armor. Like, I still think the Frisbees are going to do really well against them. But the fact that he's been able to control so much gold and have those relics is keeping him in this game. But, like... I still win or lose. I can't agree with staying on Eagle. It's just so crazy, man. He can raid his way to victory. We could have an interesting game where Lewis just keeps killing Barles' vills and never kills his army. Lewis, great engagement there. Takes out the mangonel. Will lose his own mangonel now. Okay, Elite Eagle. Let's see how Elite Eagle performs. Barles will see Imp, obviously, so he's going to want some fights now. He's going to want that TC as well. If he takes down the TC, it's game over, remember. Taking the relics away would be kind of nice. All right, let's see how Elite Eagle performs against 27 chakrams. Lewis is terrified. Lewis is walling. Lewis is going to need an engagement here. Does it get much better stat-wise? Your attack goes up, but your armor doesn't. I would say force Lewis into an engagement and go for the TC, right? You might not take it out, but at least Lewis will have to fight. Otherwise, he's dead. And he might lose all of his eagles. Here we go. Lewis had the mangonel there. Lewis has been really cheeky with that. The eagles are here. More elephants are on the way. Mangonel lands a really decent shot there. Barles needs to be careful. The chakrams are weak. He's going for the TC. The eagles are attacking. There's also raids here from Lewis. The raids can save him. But he lost everything in his base. This is a crazy game. It's actually so crazy. Like... They're both kind of dead right now in different ways. Oh, there's a castle. Oh my god, there's a castle. What the? Lewis got a chance with a castle. How the hell did he get a castle here? Oh, Barles needs to take the TC with the chakrams. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. That's huge. Oh, man. Lewis... Lewis needs to defend his base with what little he has left. And there's an elephant now coming. Oh, man. There's elephants from Barles, I think, to get near those trebs. The eagles are slicing and dicing vills. Both have taken massive losses here. Barles is going to be so annoyed with himself that he never re-walled this. The amount of eagles that have run in is way too high, man. This has happened like 6 or 7 times. Lewis's TC is staying up. But after these 2 trebs, he might not be able to make much more because his eco is horrible. I actually think it's key right now for Barles to come take down the monasteries. Lewis's gold income is here. Oh, okay. Armored Elephant and Shrivamsha's on the way for Barles to take care of the castle. Obviously, those trebs could go for his TC and he'd be dead. Meanwhile, Lewis is trying to get what he can back to work. There's still eagles in the eco there. Lewis realizes this. Lewis needs army to snipe that elephant to stay in this. He's bringing his eagles here to do that right now. So I don't think that Lewis will lose his castle, which means he's still massing those trebs. Oh, God, Lewis is losing all of his eco, but it's worth it if he can take down the TC. He held the gate open. He held the gate open. But the pathing on the trebs is freaking abysmal. And now the gate's closed, and now the trebs are out, and you can't put them back in. Barles will go for the trebs. The elephant's clutch here. The elephant's key. Can he take any of the trebs? Any of them? No. Oh, can Lewis do it right here? Can he go for the TC? Can Barles take down this TC? No, he can't. Barles doesn't have his army here. His army's coming over. Can Barles take the trebs? Bring your villagers to repair, Barles. What little you have left, repair. Repair because your life literally depends on it. It's halfway down, and the TC goes down, and Lewis does it. Wow, man. Really crazy game, and that's got to feel so good to still win that game. That's so good. Honestly, I think this can be a huge mental win as well, because Barles had a unit comp which should have probably won the game, and for Barles, it was just a couple small things in this game. It was not having vision on the sides quite as much, right? He didn't have as many outposts as Lewis. He just kept this open. Like, forgive me, but I didn't expect the army to get through so continuously because I just assumed that Barles was going to rewall this. Sure, yeah, Lewis kept losing his eagles to the chakrams. But you know what he was able to do? He was able to spread out, and he was able to avoid those chakrams more often than not. And, yeah, did a really good job getting to the additional golds. The relics, super early castle age, also paid off so much. Relics are so important here. And so game 1, Lewis gets the win. But yeah, like, it's infuriating how many times units ran through here. Like, this should have never happened. It's going to keep going back. This, okay, maybe he got kills here, but still should have never happened. I just keep looking through, and there's like these little dots on the mini-map as I look through, because Lewis kept trying. Like, here's another group into the back. None of this should happen if Barles goes wall, house, house, wall. I don't know. Was there a hole up here? No, I think this is walled. This is completely walled. There's no hole up here. It literally was just running right past the castle. And he did do a good job. At a certain point, he did get ballistics for the castle, but like it's way cheaper to just re-wall that. But take no credit away from Lewis. Also pretty crazy that Lewis ended up mining this gold and that Barles never did. Barles didn't know about it until way too late. And this castle was absolutely clutch. Without that castle, obviously, very little chance he can move out across the map right now with his trebuchets. So, okay, GG. Someone says, I think it came from the top. Can we check? Sure. You want to see where these eagles came from? You don't trust my judgment? This is where the eagles came from. That hole. This is completely walled. Like, you click the trees. There's no gaps here. There's no opening in there because this is walled. So, all right. So game 1 looked like it was going really well for Barles and then kind of fell apart for him. My assessment was the holes in the walls were an issue. And now he's going to need to tie it up here. We have Jungle Rumble, 2 TCs. You do need to lose both TCs in order to be defeated. So you can't just YOLO your efforts towards 1 TC to win. It has to be both. Barles has gone for a really late Civ pick for his home map. And then Lewis has gone for a really high priority pick for Barles' map. So this is a big one here. In terms of the whole series, because obviously Barles has already lost a game. So if he wins this, ties it up 1-1, and also kills off a top Civ from Lewis, he's got the momentum. He loses this, Sure, he's got some of his better civs remaining, but he has to win 3 straight. And cheeky there from Barles. He actually used his scout to bring in the elephant. I doubt he'll do the same on the outside. Oh, there's actually no elephants here, so... Yeah, Byzantines have been by far the best civilization on this map. And it's just because the middle seems to be the main priority because of all the golds. And we tend to see Byzantines go fast Imperial Age after dropping a castle in the middle. It's just so cheap for them to go Imp, and their castles are so strong. They always win the Trebor. And they have really cheap counter units to tech into as well, so... I mean, Barles could try and make it messy and try and be aggressive on the outside. You could maybe sneak a Vil, but that's a really long way. Could also go and play active in the middle. I've got a prediction here. I predict Barles is going to go Cav Archers. I think he's going to be patient with Cav Archers up here in the middle. Wait for Lewis to walk out into the middle with a couple Spearmen to protect the castle. And Barles is going to hope to deny it with Cav Archers. You can't just go Scouts. If you go Scouts, you could have problems. Because the Byzantine player knows that. They'll probably just add the Spears. But you need something that can counter the Spears well. Grenadiers is an interesting thought as well, actually. Because Grenadiers, you don't need to get blacksmith upgrades for, and just like 3 or 4 of them could deny a castle. I actually really like the suggestion from chat. Grenadier's great. It accomplishes everything you want. You just want to deny a castle and punish Lewis for playing only spear defense. But will Lewis actually walk to the middle with only spears? Will he walk to the middle at all? Only time will tell. A wall's coming to this side for Barles. Look at how methodical this is. So he's going to wall this side. And then all of his houses act as a wall over here. So he doesn't need to do the same thing over here. A lot of players are doing this, but it's really smart. Actually, looks like Lewis is going to do the same thing. I think the key here for Lewis is to make sure you're walled early, because you're Byzantines. And you should be ahead in many ways with this civ. Harsh Hunk says, sorry, just joined. Who does T90 think is the favorite? I didn't give percentages, but I was thinking like 60-40 for Barles today. I think the way I said it was Barles is the favorite. He's got maybe a little bit more killer instinct, but Lewis is super consistent and definitely has the skills to do it. Yeah, and obviously you're probably going to want to wall behind where your upper TC is, because you can eventually chop out there. But that normally takes some time. So this is kind of the meta for this map now. House wall one side, you never build any houses in the middle, because it doesn't actually act as like any form of defense for you. And then you wall this side on the other side of the relic. Lewis has actually had a really difficult time managing the TCs compared to Barles. That could have something to do with the Jurchen eco and getting a little bit more food from their hunt, but 5 seconds of idle TC for Barles, and then it's actually a minute for Lewis. I guess Lewis didn't get Loom, but if you're going to have a minute of idle TC, you probably should just snag Loom. So clearly not as comfortable with the build-up. Barles clicks up to feudal age first. That doesn't necessarily mean anything yet. But we'll see if that actually translates to a fast castle. It should. And Barles is actually going to send a villager this way. Now, this makes me think it's for military. This makes me think it's for a sneak. Because why? You're walled here. You're already walling here. Why do you now also send a villager this way? Oh, there's a crocodile. Why do that? It could just be to deny the relics. Also, Lewis is being crocked. There might be another crocodile here, Lewis. Be careful. He's going to snag Loom. Ooh. Timing here will be kind of interesting. Lewis is trying to push a zebra right now with his scout. So he won't have protection, and Barles is going to be up in 30 seconds. The Barles could kill a Vil, maybe. Barles also sees the wood line is there for Lewis. And Lewis hasn't gone to stone yet. If he does go to stone, it would be right here. Is there a barracks at all for Barles? There's not. So this is probably just for a wall. Just passing. Barles sees there's villagers, and Barles drops the gates. That's actually huge. That's so nice to deny those relics. And Lewis has no choice but to just wall behind it. That's really nice for Barles. Technically, Lewis could go for a tower or something to deny that, but I think there's the main focus is still going to be up here. Is the map explored? No, the map is not explored. The map is, as it should be, normal explore. Market, blacksmith for the buildings, and Barles will click up. The stone is not near your starting TC. The stone is in the corners on the outside. So Barles will shift more villagers there for the eventual castle. Lewis is probably going to do the same. There's a lot happening on this map, but the meta is like pretty set in stone. Well, it is literally set in stone. They always go to stone. Haha. I'm funny. I didn't even try that. Okay, so Barles can get the relics. Could snag these relics, could snag these relics, but then you have to build probably 2 separate monasteries, which is kind of a lot. No barracks, no archery range. So far, it just feels like Barles is going to try and outbiz the Byzantines. Like, he's going to try and out-imp them and out-eco and play standard. No shenanigans plans in the middle. Also, did he lose his scout? Where did his scout go? This is definitely a T90 blinds moment. Oh, the scout's out here. Okay. And Lewis will outpost just so he knows if there's going to be any surprises on this side. There's not. Would it change the meta if there's no wall in the middle? Yeah, I think so. I mean, my opinion on the map, I like this map a lot, but there's just way too much gold in the middle, man. Like, everyone is only going to prioritize fast imp and going for middle control if all the gold's here. You add more gold on the outside, it actually becomes a little bit more dynamic. Take 50% of the gold that's in the middle, spread it around here, and it becomes a very different game. But, it doesn't matter what the map is. Obviously, over time, there's going to be an optimal way to play it. That's just always been my take on the map. I personally like maps to have, like, pros and cons to every single area, but it is nice to have maps where it's super snowbally in one area, too. So Barles making a siege workshop. I really love his confidence in how he's playing this. I think he saw the wood line there. He actually wants to make a rocket cart to hit Lewis's wood line. It's not a typical play. He's dropping a castle very defensive now. Okay. Lewis is going to outpost throughout the middle. I love that move. I like this as well. He probably needs to stonewall here, just like he did on the other side. But Lewis is not up yet. And Barles is on the way. Can Lewis see this rocket cart? Yeah, Lewis can see that a mile away with Byzantine vision. And he drops the castle that we all kind of expected to go up in the middle. But I mean, Barles sees that. Barles has to bring the scout home here. And what is the plan for Barles? Jurchens don't get bomber cannon, right? Oh, they do get bomber cannon. Oh. Oh, and then Lewis loses the scout. I mean, Lewis doesn't have any army, and he's not an imp yet. He'll click up in a second. But Trebs could come out really quickly here for Barles. Lewis is actually attacking this wall. And Barles is sending a villager a long distance to go wall behind it. What? Is he going to castle him from behind? I've never seen that. What? Also, he doesn't know the outpost is there, so he doesn't know he's being spotted, which is a big deal. So he wants to try... Is he going to, like, onager cut? I feel like his plan is to go for heavy rocket cart. I don't remember how much that costs. It's only 200 wood and 600 gold? What? Damn, that's super cheap. So he's going to go heavy rocket cart. He has the perfect balance for it. Cut the wood line and then go treb the TC. And he's going to try the same here as well. Bro, this is a masterpiece. This is a masterpiece from Barles. He's not going to fight for the middle at all. He's going for those town centers. Oh, damn. That's sick. I thought he was going to attack here with the rocket cart on the wood line. But the thing is, Lewis sees this. And I think Lewis can come to the same conclusions, and I don't know if this will work. Lewis builds a defensive castle. This will not be a surprise at all. Lewis really needs an outpost here. Right where that scout was. He doesn't see this. He sees so much on the map, but not that. Where will Barles cut, and when will he cut? He's actually getting sappers right now. That's interesting. Why sappers? So he could... Okay, he's through. He's through. And did Lewis see it? Lewis sees it now. Lewis sees it now. Lewis has no defense. Lewis is abandoning this area. Lewis is like, okay, we're out of here. This is sick. This is sick. Okay, so Lewis will be 1 TC. Barles will be 2. So his economy should be better. But I mean, what he's committing to can all be killed by bombard cannons eventually. Sappers to take down the houses faster. What? That's so sick, actually. That is so sick. Sappers is not an upgrade you see all the time. I only ever see it with Spanish. Look how fast he goes through a Byzantine Imperial Age house with Sappers. Yeah, Lewis knows his TC is down. All right. Well, now Barles is hoping he can do the same thing over here. But Lewis has seen it the whole time. And Barles did spot this castle, so I think he has an idea. Again, this doesn't win you the game instantly. You need to take both TCs. Barles has actually stopped chopping that wood line so he doesn't open up the middle and is walling that. And TC's down. Can you steal the farms right now? That'd be cool. Villagers are fighting. I'd love to see a unit come this way to kill these villagers. Not killing villagers would be a mistake. You've got so many villagers for the taking. It's kind of unfortunate that he doesn't have any army with it. Oh, he's cutting over here. Oh, man. He's going for the move. For the plays. He's going for the TC with the trebs. And he hasn't cut the whole wood line, which means the cataphracts can't actually come through. No way can he do this. This would be so sick. I don't think it's enough. Lewis is doing the repair trick underneath the TC, which I can explain later, and he's making bombard cannons. He can snipe these trebs. The TC can stay up. Meanwhile, Lewis is running away. This is the whole build for Barles. It has to work. If it doesn't work, I think Lewis could still have chances here. And yeah, the trebs are going to go down to bombard cannons. Lewis, all hands on deck, of course. But he will hold here. And I would say that the eco for Lewis is so bad that he's going to have a tough time. But Barles has brought 30 villagers to Villrush. Like, Barles doesn't have a very good eco. And he's actually being trebbed in the middle. And it's no defense. Lewis can hold still 1 TC if he moves forward now. And Barles just needs something more. Now, hold on. The trebs aren't protected. Lewis doesn't take down the castle. He was super close. Oh, no, he will now. Actually, it looked like he started to pack up. That's really good recognition from Lewis. Yeah, what does Barles do now? It's a 6 strat. But he'll lose all of his castles. And he has no army. He's dead. He's dead. Damn. Yeah, Lewis will engage in the Vil War out here. Whatever. Not a big deal. Lewis will take down the Siege Workshop in the castle here. Lewis has cataphracts. Lewis has the trebs. And most importantly, Lewis has bombard cannons. And he has access to this gold, which was always the key on this map. Barles is out of gold at the top. The only gold he has is in this little corner. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Can Barles find a way to get to this TC right now? I think it's going to get desperation time. He's going to try with the Siege Workshop there because he knows this is bad and he has to try and hold. with walls for as long as possible, but the wall goes down and the cataphracts are through. Really unlucky that wall piece got hit by the treb. That was the only piece that was one shot. And Barles is going to escape through the path that he cut because he knows he's going to lose this TC. And Lewis would love to make it through to this TC because then it's game over. Lewis is outposting now, which was the key thing that he did earlier. And he'll see this Siege Workshop on the side. So there should be no surprises. And Barles never got chemistry. So he wasn't able to get... He can't make bomber cannons right now. He needs to wait a really long time for that. It's about to be one town center versus one town center. Lewis takes down the TC, defends, and obviously knows about this, knows the villagers escaped over here as well. You could send units there. But, I mean, why do that when you can just treb cut the trees, which doesn't take that long, and then go right for the kill? Barles is going to be going for the kill because he's in a horrible spot. But Lewis, he needs to just treb cut the trees. A couple units dying out here. Imagine if Barles had one Iron Pagoda. Just one when he went with that rush. Like, the eco difference would be significant. He didn't have anything except the villagers. Alright, trebs are being cut. Or trees are being cut by trebs, rather. There's only two more trees to take out, maybe 3. Lewis has to click this. He's also managing what's happening on this side. I think he's really paranoid. So he'll make a couple units. He's also adding his eco. He's fixing his eco wonderfully. He's Vil rushing over here as well. And I think this is open now. I think once the stone wall's down, he's through. I can't tell. Yeah, it feels like that piece of stone walls just needs to be taken down. Lewis knows he has the lead, and he doesn't want to throw. So all of his priority is going to be on not throwing instead of going for the kill. So I think all of his attention and focus is over here, especially as Barles is bringing Vils and going real crazy. But eventually he can make the move here. And Barles has, like, no defense. And the cataphracts are through. Oh, they'll deny the wall. And the bombard cannons are going to roll on into town here and take down the town center. Can Barles do anything now? Not really. There was a big shot, actually. Okay, 2 bombard cannons got taken out. That's a positive. But the other bombard cannons here, the TC's on the way down. And Barles taps out. Man, there has been a theme, guys, in these 2 games. And it has been Lewis refuses to die, but also Lewis sees everything. The outpost, guys. He's got 20/20 vision, man. Look at his vision. It was the same in game number 1. Like, he was never surprised by Barles, and he had a really good idea on what the map looked like. This is a unique build. I would love for, well, everyone to salute Barles because that was a really fun way to lose. That was a nice strat. But it just keeps coming back to, like, can you beat Byzantines? Byzantines have the super strong castles. They have the amazing vision. He at least didn't play meta against Byzantines because if you do that, you're probably going to lose. But yeah, with the outpost, Lewis knew what to prepare for. He would have never played it like this with double siege workshop and a castle if he didn't see the castle. And also really creative from Lewis to understand what that meant because I'd never seen this before. So the fact that he had the intuition there to recognize what Barles was going for is pretty sick. I guess it was pretty clear once he saw the cut over here, but he already had preemptively defended this whole area pretty early on there. So well played from Barles. And now he's got to win 3 straight or we have another bit of an upset in this tournament. Again, I say bit of an upset. I think Lewis is playing really good, but Barles has certainly accomplished more in his career. So, all right. So Lewis up 2-0. And he's played very well. He's been very tough to break. I still feel like it's more than doable for Barles here. I mean, he's had his moments. Game number 1, I think he is going to want back. But when I think about where he looked dominant in game number 1, it was the early stages and those timing attacks. And I think Mongols can definitely get to that here. Now, that's if they can get the hunt. So Lewis has a decision to make. I really like this. He is going to try and stop Barles from pushing in hunt, I think. I don't know what he's doing, but he clearly didn't notice Barles pushing in the ostrich. The idea is you have the Georgians, so you can use the mule cart to take the res in the middle, and then Mongols can't do that. So you just don't want to allow Barles to get any free food. And oh man, Lewis, so unlucky. Now he misses the scout. And now he's looking. And now he should see the zebra moving. And now he's coming back. The idea was there. Unfortunately, very late to denying this with his scout. Actually, very risky to even try and deny it now because the TC could be close. You lose any HP on that scout, and then you can't deny this at all. But Lewis, if this is the strat, you've got to commit to it, my dude. You've got to really prevent this now. You cannot allow another one to get in. Take the fight, that's fine. Your scout regens later on. Yeah, that's fine. You just cannot allow an easy entry to the middle for Barles. Barles actually bring a Vil, which is pretty smart. And now he gets to push in that ostrich. I like that from Barles. And now Barles, he already sent 4 to wood, so now he can come out and he can build a mill. This is fine. He just needed hunt underneath the TC for the start. But now he can move out here. I think Lewis is going to Vil rush this. I think Lewis his whole game plan here is just keep the Mongols out of the middle. Too many people just let the Mongols chill here. I like this. And will Barles notice this? Yeah, Barles sees the Vils now, and Barles probably has an idea. You do have to check to see if he's got Loom. He's queuing up Loom himself. And Barles is no stranger to a villager war with all his Black Forest, so yeah, he knows what this is about to be. This could be a really long Dark Age. Like, full Vil war, incoming, fighting over the hunt. Barles engages before Loom comes in, just half a second. So now his Vils are weaker. This is exactly what you wanted if you're Lewis. Mongols just not freely taking the hunt. You're freely taking the hunt. Your eco's still looking pretty decent behind this. And Barles left without free reign of the hunt. But he's going to sneak in another zebra here. He did still collect a lot of food. He's thinking about feudal age. Actually, hold up. I don't think he's going to go feudal. I think he's going to make non-stop militia here. The fact that he's sending a villager to gold right now tells me he wants more than 2 militia, right? It's a mining camp now. Well, just got to wait and see. But even this could be lots of militia. But he's not making the militia, so he's going to go feudal. I know res collected is high for Barles, but I'm really curious what he's going to be able to do in early feudal. Because it seems to me, if he's not actively taking the hunt anymore, that it's going to be pretty limited. I don't think he's going to have a lot of resources to work with. Lewis has been moving around, though. He has to invest into mule carts and Vil fighting, so I mean, Lewis isn't going to be up anytime soon. He's being really stubborn. I love this, dude. he's just following Barles. Barles is like, dude, get away from me. Get away from me. But, I mean, Lewis, you got to fight this, though, right? You cannot allow him to freely take anything. Imagine if this is the first game of AoE you've seen in, like, 10 years. This is be ridiculous. It's like, man, the game has really changed. Okay, Barles just collecting what he can. He's still massing the militia. Oh, and he's getting away with another little ostrich here. He's been so patient. Really good. You can see why, like, Mongols are just so good on this map, because smart players could still take advantage of the hunt, even though there's no boars. Can he get the res? Okay, he canceled the last militia, so he wants the man-at-arm upgrade. Lewis will see that now, and Lewis is going to be like, uh-oh. But you got to commit. It's only villagers now. There's nothing else. Fight back with Vils. Barles has not scouted Lewis's base, so he doesn't know what Lewis is up to or where Lewis is. Lewis doesn't have anything on wood right now. Yeah, it's actually very difficult to engage against that many villagers. 3 men-at-arms would go down pretty quickly. But this is fine for Barles. He's still taking the hunt. He actually sees the barracks from Lewis, so he knows barracks will also... Lewis will also add militia. Just think not having any villagers on wood is going to catch up to you eventually here if you're Lewis. But in theory, you can always shift villagers to wood in the middle. And obviously, we'll need some gold income as well, so he'll need another mule cart there. And tower now for Barles in the middle. Nice patience from Barles. Villagers get stuck there. Villager down. And Barles is already on his first archer in the archer range as well. Has 0 on food right now. Again, his eco is at the limit. No eco upgrades for him. But it feels like such a nice position for him at the moment. And just so difficult for Lewis to have to play this, right? I will say, though, his style is like pretty decent for this. I think he's certainly got what it takes to move the vills around and use the villagers in the right way. A lot of people are just running away screaming right now, but he's actually just hanging in, waiting for his upgrades, waiting for his own archer range. Look at the patience from Barles, too, not to engage. That's how much he respects Lewis's ability to fight back. Man-at-arms on the way for Lewis. Range on the way for Lewis as well. He is on wood on the outside, and he's on some gold there. What a weird game. This has been so intense compared to what the KD has showed. But I like how Barles has farms. I like how Barles has hunt. And he's slowly chipping away at Lewis. Lewis might have only lost 1 vill, but pretty soon this could be 3, this could be 4, this could be 5. This could get really bad. And Barles sees the man-at-arms. Would really want the fletching upgrade right now. Oh, man, that Lewis quick wall was crazy. Still loses the vill, though. The fletching would make a lot of sense for the ranged units. Maybe even scouts, right? Lewis lost track of a villager. And Lewis loses another villager. That is 3 villager kills from Barles. Still taking the hunt. And he still hasn't actually lost an archer. And blacksmith for Barles. It's a nice little wall for the long run here as well. But I don't know. It feels like this game is going to be decided in the middle right now. Barles is transitioning his economy, so he doesn't actually need to be in the middle. He will have farms eventually. That's ideal play. Lewis is YOLO in the middle, and has been since the start. Lost another villager there. But suddenly now he's maybe getting a chance of killing off some archers. Still only ended up killing 1. Now he has a chance for a second. He doesn't get it. Nice micro from Barles. Now he gets it. Lewis will go to berries now, not a single farm. It's actually fine, still his hunt. We can still use the berries. But now Barles is going for a counterattack. This is so nice, right? It allows him to build up his resources at home. Oh, he gets awkwardly positioned here. I don't think that was intentional from Lewis, but that wall going up at that time blocked the archers from moving around those trees, and Lewis will kill them all. Oh, that's really good. That's huge. Just the fact that his skirms would have had to chase all the way to his wood line would have been a problem. And now he can just come directly forward, and he finally kills a villager. And he sees it. He builds a stable now. I think sensing that Barles will go scouts. Barles is not actually doing that, though. I'd also be just sensing that Barles will add skirms. Either one. Oh, God, Lewis. Oh, God. He forgot about that guy. T90, this looks really bad. KD-wise and res collected, this game, 85% chance Barles wins now. I mean, you have to look at army position as well, though, right? Like, right now, Lewis has more army, and he has better army. if he could use that to snipe these vills or get to the base of Barles, then that can start to turn around really quick. The thing that he's not doing, though, is he's not ever scouting his opponent. Like, he doesn't know about anything back here. And he's walling a lot when he's behind. And it's just... Yeah, I would agree with your 85% with how things are playing out. Lewis is not comfortable moving out. And this is what Barles wanted before. There's no defense back here. Just brutal. Just horrible. Like, this is something that needed to be tracked. He had killed off the archers before, and he just lost track, and Barles was able to sneak back here. And now Barles doesn't need to make scouts for the skirms. He doesn't really need to do too much at all. He just needs to go Castlage. Castlage is on the way. And I think he spotted those 2 scouts as well, so he can defend from them. It's been a really nice attempt from Lewis. It's tough against Mongols. This is the #1 pick on the map. The game plan was there. It's just a tough one to beat. But it's just like the previous game, right? Like, Barles had a really good game plan to beat Byzantines on that map, and that didn't work. So he lost, but I didn't really feel like he made massive mistakes. Lewis, it feels like it's actually more winnable right now. It feels like this game is potentially a little throwable for Barles, just because there's quite a few scouts out, and he's still 90 seconds from Castle Age. Why would Lewis pick this as a home map and not ban Mongols? Because there's no bans. There's random bans that happen. The system does it for you. And then you free pick from that. And then after that, you get 1 snipe. So there's your argument. You could say, okay, you can remove 1 civ. But the other civ he removed is really solid on multiple maps. So it's just how it goes, man. It's just like Byzantines, right? Byzantines are #1 on Jungle Rumble, and Barles tried to find his strategy to counter that. The tower's going down for Barles in the middle. He's fully off of hunt now. So the Mongol, hunt advantage is gone. He doesn't have a ton on food, but he has enough on food to make a couple knights here. And Lewis has really balanced his eco well behind this. If Lewis can hold, this game will be pretty even from here. But 2 knights are on the way. And Lewis hasn't really been able to kill a ton with this. Is breaking through that house. That's a non-factor. Does force a tower down for Barles, which is nice. But now the knights are out. It just comes down to, can Lewis defend from the first 4 knights? Barles doesn't have the eco for more than that. Okay, he's obviously going to get above 4 eventually. But right now, he's probably going to get to 4, maybe 6, and then he's out of food. And I look now at Lewis. He's leaving the middle. He has to somehow full wall a very open map. It's going to be tricky, man. It's going to be incredibly tricky. And I think Barles, if he's able to get through, he'll just boom. Oh, wait, no, you can't boom. It's sudden death. Sorry, that's normal AoE. This game has been so unsudden in terms of sudden death. I completely forgot you can't add the 2nd and 3rd TC. Okay, well, then if Barles finds some damage, he'll I don't know, he'll go for eco upgrades, I guess. Lewis left a couple villagers there, unfortunately. It would be funny. At this stage of the tournament, the players should know, but, some of these maps are obviously sudden death settings, and some of them are not. And this is one that doesn't feel like the others. So I think Barles could start to bank up wood and try and drop a 2nd TC. It'd be really funny. The villagers in the middle got sniped. Sorry, didn't show that. But Barles with 9 villager kills. I mean, Lewis is he's just super far behind here. It's a nice attempt. It was a nice attempt to try and keep the Mongols off the hunt. I think the thought process is there, but Barles just played so well. He did an amazing job. I probably undersold how good a job he did. Just not losing any vills to the Vill War, pushing in every ostrich he could find. He was patient with the man-at-arms and the archer as well. He didn't force the engagement. And now he benefits. Villagers going down. Quick walls from Lewis in the back to prevent more villagers from going down. But underneath the church, he's still losing vills. And Barles has also completely walled this. Like, this whole thing is walled. This is supposed to be an open map. Crazy. And now the knights are through. And surely now we see the GG call. The archers come through as well. Yeah, this is over, man. In this tournament especially, a series can turn around really fast. Barles could have won the first game. He didn't because of a Lewis masterpiece. Obviously, game 2 was high risk, high reward. He wins this one. I'm sure he's got plans for the other maps. A 5th game is not that crazy a thought here. First time Lewis has been this far behind. He's going to try and fight here. I guess what you can try now, this is actually kind of smart. You just go to stone, you hope you can get enough for a castle, and you hope that somehow you can drop a castle on his face. Is that going to work? No. Is there a 0.01% chance it can happen? Yes. So you just hope. It's like the Duduzu game where he went in with 7 petards when he only had 12 vills. Like, and then he lost all those vills. He ended the game with 0 vills, still won the game. I would have never thought that was possible, so Barles should now be outposting the map, so there's no surprises. He outposted here. He's got vision in most areas of the map right now. And unfortunately for Lewis, his stone's about to be found, and he's just going to lose his monks right away. And even with conversions, he's still probably outnumbered here. Yeah, he'll never get enough for the stone. And Barles gets the win. All right, so this is embarrassing, but we talked about other things, and I did a horrible thing, and I interacted with my audience in between games, and I kind of got to step away for 2 minutes. Luckily, we've got Arena, and we have the all-knowing, all-powerful Twitch chat who can break down this matchup for us. So we've got the way for Lewis in the north, up 2-1. We've got Barles down here is the Teutons. And he will, I would guess. Well, no, I've got some ideas on what Barles could do with this Civ. But again, I'm not the caster now. Twitch chat is the caster. And I will be right back. All right. I'm back. Sorry to ruin the silence. Sorry to ruin your naps, but it's time to focus up, okay? Let's read what people said while I was gone. Okay, people are upset I'm back. Someone said, best casting I've seen on this channel in years. Is it just me, or is the stream much more enjoyable when T90's not saying anything? Yeah, you guys are all really funny. All right. Got some coffee. What is Barles going to do? Barles is up. Barles is on the way to feudal, and so is Lewis. Interesting. I think, I was thinking about this as I was attending to my business, and then also, you know, getting coffee. I was thinking about this matchup, and I actually think Lewis should never lose. If Lewis spams eco upgrades, stays in Castle Age for a really long time, and plays Jean Bays and Light Cav, I really don't know what Barles can do. Now, Barles is going to have to be aggressive. He's coming forward now with villagers. This is probably for a little bit of a tower rush. But I really believe in the Jean Bays. You get extra... oh, we got a wolf. Wolf down. You get villagers for every eco upgrade. So you can have a guaranteed vill lead in a 1TC game. And the counters Teutons would normally go for, like Halb Siege Onager, is too expensive for a 1TC game. I know I'm not the wisest person here, but Hart, back me up. Is this not like a free win for Lewis if he does everything that I'm saying? You get like big Vill lead, big army lead, and Halb Siege Onager is too expensive. I mean, unless the game is really long. I think 1TC changes the matchup, and maybe that's why Barles is being aggressive here. And he did kill a fox, so he got a little bit of gold from that. And he's building an archery range. And he's going to start to tower now. Let's see. And like oversimplifying it big time, as a caster tends to do, right? Nice hit there from Lewis. Lewis is already up 2 villagers because of the wood upgrade and the farm upgrade. He actually has a pretty uncomfortable map to defend against the tower rush. So let's see how he manages this. He walks forward for now. Villagers don't have loom, which is crazy risky. And I think he just realized he doesn't have loom. And now he's dropping a tower. Is this a good play against a player who wants to force reactions? A lot of the time I would prefer just a wall and a circle to just buy yourself some time. I feel like the Teuton player would love this. That way they can like throw the archers inside the tower and shoot this down. So let's see. For now, Lewis still has that villager lead. Oh, and now he hops out. And now he wants that stone wall. And he does have loom, and he does get the stone wall. Okay, that's well played. The reason Barles didn't send more villagers is because he doesn't want to have his economy be really poor behind this. You can put more villagers in your towers if you're Teutons, but it's actually better for your economy to just put the archers in there. So that, I think there's some logic for only sending 5 vills. Every time I see someone send 9 or 10, their eco is so crap. And you're trying to manage expectations here because you already are going to have a worse eco than the way. You're not going to win the game with the tower rush. You're going to build up for the rest of the game with the tower rush. Now, Barles never went to stone. So he's repairing right now. He will run out of stone to repair. Lewis is repairing, and Lewis can repair endlessly. But Barles can get more arrows out of this, and Barles is going to get fletching in a second. Now, will that tower range a villager? Well, he's attacking the wall right now. And now he's attacking the vill. And now Lewis needs to realize. And Lewis saves the villager in the last second. And now he's going to run out again and try this again. People are getting really good at this, man. Like, this is how you defend from the tower rush. You get loom, you run out with some vills, you build another stone wall, and just buy yourself so much more time. It's really well played. And Barles is looking a little unsure of himself right now. He actually does bring forward more villagers. But why are we not shooting the tower? I think it's a bug, right? Like, in the most recent patch, my towers don't attack sometimes automatically. And he's expecting it to be attacking. Yeah. It's a new bug. Towers, TCs, and castles don't attack sometimes randomly. So even if you, like, have a castle and units run by, it just won't attack back. The fact that it was attacking nothing there is definitely a bug, because usually it defaults to something, like a house. Lewis will be very happy with the defense so far. But we have a very long game on our hands, most likely. I think eventually Lewis will lose this tower. Like, there's no doubt in my mind this tower will go down, because he can't play this game against Teutons forever. Lewis has made it very difficult for Barles, though. And maybe I'm wrong. Like, maybe Lewis can actually win the tower war. It'd be crazy. Also, killing the scout would be crazy. Oh, he got baited so hard. Barles killed the scout with the tower. Oh, I thought Lewis had it as well. Damn. MBL says, no way there's a bug in AoE. Doesn't happen. True. This is a perfect game. If there's one thing I've learned about the Age of Empires 2 dev team is they test everything before they push the patch out. We are definitely not testing for them. I would never imply that we as the community are testing for Microsoft. That sounds like a ridiculous claim. I'm sorry. I'm sure there are some people that are testing, but like, how do you add foxes to the game, accidentally make chickens pushable, and not realize? Do you know, like, play one game and say, let's see if we can push these chickens. Let's see if we can push these foxes, which is apparently a bug. I don't know. It's okay. I'm just a guy with a mic in front of his face with way too much time because it's arena. No disrespect. No disrespect. Another tower from Lewis. Someone in chat says it smells bad for Barles. I don't know what it smells like. Smell is a little weird. But you're right. He hasn't been able to do the damage he wanted. Lewis has defended nicely. And we've got double archery range from Lewis, and he's going to make the Jean base. Lewis knows the way. I've been saying it for a couple months now. I think the Jean Bay are insane. I actually think the way as a whole are really, really good. But they're especially good in the 1TC settings because you can gain that villager lead. And there's no way civs with their typical boom bonuses can compete. Disrespects and says no disrespect. Isn't that how it works these days? It's like the classic, no offense, but... say whatever. I've heard that if you say no offense, they're not allowed to be offended. Is that wrong? That might be a little wrong. Now, something Barles can do is Barles can get the relics eventually. If you get 5 relics, that's obviously huge for you long term. He's going to be up in a minute. He has to keep this forward position. Now, how important was that game number 1 victory for Lewis right now? Completely changes the series, right? And Lewis snipes a villager. Barles loses his first one. And Barles is just shooting the wall. I'm going to assume that Lewis is going to try the same exact thing he's done every other time and just run out here and try and build a stone wall there. But maybe he won't this time. Feels like he's actually kind of prepared for whatever comes in now. He's got John Bays and he's massing siege. So there's no easy way for Barles to actually do anything. Barles can't see what's out there. He can see the siege. Now he sees the Jean base. And, oh, there comes Lewis with 3 more vills. He's thinking about it. And that would be crazy risky. What? Oh! Well, I mean... And now you delete a hole in your wall anyways? What the... I mean, I guess that's okay. What did you want to accomplish there? You wanted to stop the opponent. You wanted to plug the hole in your wall. You lose villagers, and then you create a new hole in your wall. Hey, but this is a hole that he controls, and he's got it. Nice. Okay. I guess it works out. He did kill the archers, which was obviously part of it. And now he's got the siege pushing the towers. These towers are going to go down. It's getting a little difficult here for Lewis to manage. Under a lot of pressure here. But he gets the 1-for-1 trade. And is really good chance he can take down the towers. Not so good a chance he can get this relic. But if he gets away with that, he'll be laughing. Barles untouched eco back at home. Let's not forget that. But does he even have a unit against the Jean base? Teuton struggle. You need really good siege micro. And for now, there's no bloodlines, so they're really weak. The fact that Lewis has his gold and his stone rather far forward still gives Barles a chance here. And the monk just, like, strolled right past an outpost, hoping he could get away with it. But he will not get away with it, and the monk's going to go down. The towers are still standing. Barles is getting Bodcanero now. He will soon have an entry into Lewis's base. Lewis is getting bloodlines, which is so good. This adds 20 HP onto a 36 HP unit. It's a necessary upgrade. Without bloodlines, this unit is super risky to play with. But I think part of what makes it strong is how cheap they are. And, oh, nice attack round. Look, bloodlines came in. He's going in instantly. Lewis! Lewis! Bro, they're not that good with bloodlines. To me, it feels like Lewis knows he has a massive lead, and he's just going to send it right there and win the game. Like, he was envisioning this crazy swing. But that was actually horrible. He loses the relic. He loses Jean Bays. It's guard tower now, and Barles is still cooking here. Don't tell me Lewis is going to go out here again to try and get the relic. Bro, there's an outpost there. Lewis, be patient, bro. Be patient. Be patient. Not again. Another monk goes down. Oh. I think he was bringing the Jean Bays, but he just moved out too early. Guys, this is palm sweaty time for Lewis. He's definitely realizing that he's maybe throwing a little bit. Or at least that things have not been going his way. And on the flip side of this, Barles, I mean, he really needs a new lumber camp. Holy crap. But he's making some progress. And he's through. Now, Lewis will have to pull all the Jean Bays back to snipe the Knights. Do Wei get redemption? No way, right? They don't. Okay, they don't get a bunch of monk techs. I mean, redemption against Teutons isn't great either, but... Right now, I think both players are planning for a castle. Lewis can settle for a defensive castle, but you can't let that get denied by siege, obviously. And Barles would love a forward castle to win the game, with it being sudden death and all. But he's not going to have that opportunity. Lewis has so many Jean Bays. He will build a castle that's very safe, that protects the front, protects the gold. And Barles has some thinking to do now on how he approaches this. This actually really simplifies the game in Lewis's mind. And I think you can just make Jean Bays, add eco, and go and think about imp. And in imp, you don't need to wait. You don't even need to go trebs. You can go traction trebs, which are really solid in this situation. And Barles will lose one tower. He won't lose this tower to the castle. So he still has the double tower stack now. And oh my goodness! Lewis is never making Jean Bays again after this. Someone told him Jean Bays were good. Maybe he heard me say it. And he really does not think that anymore. Oh my god. But it's like the engagements he's going into, like, why? he really seems to be forcing fights he doesn't need to fight. I think he could just kind of hang out and wait for imp, and he's doing that. Maybe he was forcing an engagement there so he can sneak in this relic. And that's fine. Resources are going to be there for imp for both players. But Lewis, who's had the better economy whole game because he knows the way, is on the way up to imp first, which is really bad for Barles, of course. The only thing that's kept Barles in this game is the kills. That's it. But I don't know if he's going to be able to get many more. Surely Lewis is going to be patient now. Surely Lewis is going to be patient now. And Barles is dropping a castle. Let's see if Lewis can be patient, because you see that castle, you're not really wanting to be patient. I might bring his units in here. Barles is about to click imp. He does. So he will make trebs in 3 minutes. This castle will also deny some of Lewis's gold, but he still has enough gold in the back. He knows his civ. He's going double siege workshop now, so he can go double traction treb. And guys, it's unlike bombard cannons. You can make them right away. I think they're really good. Now they kind of feel like they tickle buildings compared to a bombard cannon. But I think for balance purposes, it has to be like that, because making them instantly is crazy strong. This is no longer about Barles taking down this castle. This is about Barles building up enough to take down that TC. He has to take the TC down to win now. Can he get there? He's going to have to repair a really long time, mass up his trebs, and then go for all in one swing, I think. Also, 2 relics for both. I don't know where the other one is. It might be on the way back for somebody. It's 2 to 2. Oh, it's over here. Okay. Not sure where she's going right now, but she's on the move. I like this from Lewis, how he's gone for the Jean Bays into the castle. He's already taken off 1,000 HP of Barles' castle. And Barles is going redemption to convert enemy traction trebs, but there's 4 on the way already. Ah. Check Barles' base, please. Here you go. He's walled up in case there's petards or something. That's really smart. And another castle. Oh, boy. Okay. I mean, again, he's lost the game if he plays it standard. But at sudden death, he needs to destroy the TC. But he needs to keep his castles up. It's so tough. He needs to repair. He needs to build. Lewis comes in with the Jean base. Lewis massing more traction trebs. Okay, the repair trick. You have all your vills underneath the TC, and then the treb shots will sometimes hit villagers instead of the TC. I think there's an argument for Lewis to pull all of his vills now. You repair with your whole food eco. Yeah, see how he stacks them? Occasionally, the shots will hit a villager instead of a TC. That can save you. Yeah, see? It's pretty easy to do. He just... like, that treb shot didn't hit the TC. This is crazy. We used to only see it from community game players, but now pros are doing it because of this tournament. They're realizing. Okay, Barles needs to take down that town center. Can Barles do it? Can we get to a game 5? Lewis isn't repairing actively. Lewis needs to repair right now. Lewis, repair! There's 2 trebs firing. This treb needs to be repaired, though. It's being attacked by the castle. Lewis is bringing more vills to repair. The Jean Bays are here. There's another treb for Barles. He's still repairing this. Can the other treb deploy? He will only have these 3 trebs, guys. He'll never get beyond this. Lewis repairing again. Lewis has his whole village repairing for his life. Can he take down the trebs? He took down one of them. And he's attacking the other 2. He's doing the right things here, guys. He's done the right things the entire game. Barles will soon lose his castles, too. He can't make more trebs. Lewis is out of wood! Lewis is out of wood! Lewis, no wood! No wood! No wood! No wood! No, he's fine. He took out the trebs. Woo! That should be the series. I think this is really good defense from Lewis in the early game. And he played the matchup perfectly. I don't think Teutons have many opportunities here if they play it standard. Barles tried to break through. He wasn't really able to. And now, luckily, there's not really a lot that Lewis can be surprised by. Right? Like, it's arena. You have walls. There's no, like, sneaky backdoor shenanigans possible here. And now Barles will lose everything on the front. He still has a much worse economy. And Jean Bays are not easy to counter now that they'll have imp upgrades. And Lewis will get to show us a little bit of micro here before Barles calls the GG. I would expect the GG any second now. Barles is probably... He's thinking about game number 1 right now. Never mind, Lewis is backing away. He's probably thinking about game number 1. Game number 1, just not walling up that area, probably cost him the game. Losing this would have been fine. And then they'd be in a 5th game where I think Barles had a good game plan, but... I mean, you gotta try if you're Barles, right? You gotta try something. Lewis should just outpost everything so there's no surprises. He is trying to right now. But you see the score. You understand the situation. Logically, there's no way the Teutons can ever gain a villager lead in this matchup. It's impossible. So... considering you haven't lost that many, you know you're ahead. And, yeah, Barles is going to try anything that comes to mind, but there's not a single thing he can try that wins in this game now. Bloodlines canceled in the stable is kind of sad. Why did Barles have 4 minutes of idle TC? Probably because he had to idle his TC to get the resources for imp. I mean, it was really messy in Castle Age, but you have a worse economy, so you have to save res. In order to go imp, he probably stopped producing bills. He's super all in. And when you're all in, you take those risks. Again, even if he's 0 seconds idle TC the entire game, which is very possible, you can't be ahead of the way in a 1 TC scenario. Like, Lewis is getting eco upgrades. He might not even get it this time just to get more vills. Obviously, these are good techs, but, like, the Civ is insane in these settings. I think Hart showed up in chat, and Hart said, like... I think he said, like, this should be unlosable or something like that. I forget exactly how he said it. And, yeah, that's if you make all the right moves and if you're smart and you're patient. And Lewis is kind of the definition of patience with his playstyle. So I think it's a good tournament for him, man. You don't have to be petarding and YOLOing for TCs. You can actually be the person who braces themselves against the craziness, which is what Lewis did today. And Barles will lose another stable. Lewis is still just taking his time. And he's being extra cautious here. Did he build an outpost in the back of his base? Just in case Barles somehow got back here. Or I don't know, Barles is going to use a freaking UFO. And come from another planet. He's got vision on it now. That's funny. I mean, he might onager cut or something on the sides, so the side ones make sense. Hey, better safe than sorry. That's so good. He's even like house walling. It looks like he's expecting something. I mean, he sees what it is. He sees that Barles is going to try knights and monks. But I think... I mean, he doesn't even have the Cavalier upgrade yet. It's so tough to getting close enough to this army, and Lewis can just wait. He's getting Faith, bro! He's researching Faith. Let's go. That's so expensive. But, I mean, how do you lose if the monks actually get conversions? So now it's 50% harder for enemy monks to convert. 1,400 resources, but still. Lewis is being extra patient. And, yeah, I think he could literally just patrol in with his Jean Bays. But he does not want to lose this game. And he will always be ahead with the Vil difference. So it will just get better and better the longer he waits, right? No, Faith isn't 1,000 gold. That's heresy. Both are really expensive upgrades. If Lewis is this scared of the monks, he really should just be going light cav or something. I don't know why we're seeing Tiger Cav run in there. But hey, Faith is paying off. And Barles is probably glad he played on because Lewis is still giving him a shot here. But it's also really painful because like you're hoping for an engagement if you're Barles almost. And your opponent's just not giving it to you here. Another castle for Lewis so he can secure the golds. He'll take the golds over here as well as the gold in the middle. And yeah, this is pretty over, guys. If Barles wins this game, this will be a massive, gargantuan throw. This is like being up like 4-0 in the 90th minute. I don't think it's throwable. How many subs? 500. Actually, no, I take that back. Barles is making petards. I take that back. I take that back. I take that back. We'll make it 50. I didn't see Barles without a castle making petards. Yep. Lewis is being far too slow. No. I said 50. I said 50. I mean, no, 5,000. 5,000. It's over. It's over. I'm confident. All the Cavalier died. They never had a chance. The monks all die. We got raids over here from Lewis now on the golds. Lewis, please notice this. Thank God. Okay, this is why you build outposts. Barles is gonna try last second, and it's never gonna happen. Lewis played very well today, man. Very, very well, and he wins against Barles. And Lewis is a quality player. He's getting better and better. He's been very sharp. I did still consider Barles the favorite, but I felt like Lewis, if he could stay consistent throughout each game, he could definitely manage it. And He was super consistent. Game 1 was the key for me. Game 1. Like, usually when you lose a set, there's one game you look back at and you really regret. I think Barles could/should have maybe won that game. It is a maybe. He wins that. This loss is more salvageable, and then game number 5 happens. And there, I think it would have been kind of 50-50. I think Wei might actually be top 3 1v1 arena, specifically in sudden death, because you always have more vills than the opponent. So the economy is there. The Janbeis are really cheap and good in 1TC scenarios. And then traction trebs. Of course, civs like Bohemians and Portuguese, all those civs you still think of. I really like the Wei. Not the first time I've seen them picked here, too. So, congrats to Lewis. He wins. And he will move on to the quarterfinals, man. And who knows, man? I mean, if he beats Barles 3-1 and plays that solid, he could definitely continue on past the quarters. We do have the final round of 16 series coming up next. That will be between Nikov and Classic Pro. And if I had to guess, because this series took so long, they probably already drafted for us. So